YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy SalvationsElite, and we are back with another video, guys. As you all know, roster mania has been going on for the last like 3 weeks, it seems like. I keep thinking it's going to slow down and players are going to find organizations, but it's dragging on. I want to do like an end-all reaction video, and I want to compare teams and who really came out on top from roster mania. I want to wait for it to be more settled and kind of figure out what guys are on which teams and which organizations and everything, because right now there's only like 2 or 3 teams that are actually like 100% solidified. I don't really want to make a video about that yet. Today though, as you guys can tell from the title, we want to talk about coaching in MLG, in professional Call of Duty. As you guys know, some teams have had coaches in the past. It's not like it hasn't happened. There are a few teams that currently have coaches. I personally believe coaches have a huge value in the league, and I think it's going to be extremely important for the development of the CWL for coaches to get involved. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like in the NFL, like when the NFL was like just starting off, when professional football was just starting off in the United States, players were their own coaches. It's kind of like how, you know, we'd say Optic is now, where they don't have a coach. They're kind of just their own coaches. They make up their own strats, they make their own plays, and they make it happen, you know, in the matches themselves. The argument against coaches that everyone says is like, well, what are the coaches going to tell the players that the players don't already know? Personally, I think that's a pretty stupid logic. If any of you guys are out there that think that, hang on with me for a little bit. Obviously, the NFL and professional Call of Duty are different in so many ways, but the principles of it, I think, are the same. Like, where Tom Brady, an unbelievable player, would never, ever say that Bill Belichick is useless, that Bill Belichick doesn't provide him with something that helps him be better at the game. Even though Belichick doesn't even individually coach Tom Brady, there's a benefit there. Obviously, we have to acknowledge that we're still in the first generation of professional Call of Duty. We've had professional Call of Duty for what, 10 years or so? Really only been truly organized with big prizes, big teams since MW3 probably. Maybe you could say not till Black Ops 2. It's like I was saying with the NFL coaches, when those NFL coaches who also played got older and decided to retire from playing, they ended up only coaching. And then right after that is when the first generation of legendary coaches in the NFL was born, you know, guys like Vince Lombardi. So I legitimately don't believe it's unreasonable to believe that in the next 3 years, we'll start seeing coaches in Call of Duty, where some of the greatest players might start retiring. And then they're going to be like, after a year or two, they'll be like, actually, I really want to get back into this. And that's when coaches will be formed. Most Counter-Strike teams have coaches, and I think it helps them a lot. Obviously, Counter-Strike and Call of Duty are different in a lot of ways. And I definitely think that's the direction that Call of Duty is headed. So the value that the coaches could bring would be absolutely immense. Imagine the experience that Scumpy could bring to a team in, say, 5 years or 10 years. 5 years down the road, as long as he's still really dedicated to the Call of Duty and the competition of Call of Duty. Even though the game of Call of Duty changes from year to year, the principles are the same, and the coach could develop strategies and make plays, you know, for each game modes and maps for the team. Right now, guys just hop into games. They kind of work out strategies as they play. They're coaching and playing at the same time. There's not that distinction between what's a strategy and what's how we just normally play a lot of the times. So a coach would kind of bring that unity to strategy and play. Not to mention that coaches would be able to do tons of scouting on opposing teams. Obviously, how it works right now is that teams just play against each other, and that's how you figure out how each other like to play. But a coach could actually watch other streams and do it a lot. I know some teams do it a little bit right now, but coaches could dedicate themselves to watching film and watching those other teams play and really, you know, figuring out what's going on inside the heads of the opposing teams. And then, of course, coaches would be able to make roster decisions and settle disputes between teammates. Say in the case of Envy, it'd be like the coach saying, you know, man, Apathy, you've been a great player for us. We're going to have to move on from you, and we're signing somebody else. It's more formal instead of just a Twitter type of announcement like, hey, I'm gone, like, uh-oh. And then, of course, they can settle disputes between teammates. Teams always get into that argument about whose fault it was in that last game and what went wrong. The coach is an extra set of eyes. They can settle the dispute between Scump and Karma about, you know, who made the wrong decision there or whatever. Teams have captains, but coaches could make that final decision and really tie break those arguments. But yeah, guys, I think coaches have so much potential value in the Call of Duty. We just need to wait for those really experienced players to want to get into coaching and for money to be in coaching before they'll actually have coaches. Once the money comes, the players and coaches will come too. And that is what's going to really change the game, I think, and make teams so much better. But nonetheless, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Share the video if you guys really enjoyed it because it means a lot to me. I'd love to get this out into the community. and let the community know how important coaches can be. But as always, guys, I'm your boy, SalvationsElite, and we'll see you next time. I'm out. The title or from the thumbnail itself that I am working at MLG in Columbus this year. So I'll be doing like a event operations type internship, basically some marketing stuff with MLG in Columbus. It's pretty sweet. I got connected with Adam